This is a live trade recording from the 19th of September 2023 in the AM session, about 10 minutes after CME Open at 9:30. I started the trade going short on ES, targeting the daily fair value gap high, which perfectly aligned with a major low on the higher time frame. I talked about this level as a target in the ES review / forecast I did 2 days ago on Sunday, before we started the week. Monday we saw a move up, and Tuesday we swept down, took out a lot of those lows created yesterday. And now at CME Open, as I still expected to move down, I was waiting for a stop raid, a sweep of buy stops to knock out any retail which was in the market, and to allow smart money to offset those buy stops with sell orders to go short. And after I saw that stop raid, I got short on ES, and then put NQ up on my chart and added 2 micros short on NQ. The total of these 2 micros short on NQ and 5 micros short on ES equaled a total risk of 200, which is what I allow myself a trade. So this counted as a trade for me. If you look at NQ here, you can see an SMT divergence to ES. NQ did a high and then a lower high, and ES did a high and then a higher high, which showed that NQ was weaker than ES. And this continued to show throughout the trade. So eventually I added to my trade on NQ and started scaling off the trade on ES, because I want to be in the asset which is weaker and more likely to move down. And at the moment, this was showing to be NQ. So I slowly moved that 200 risk from being heavier, more on the ES side. I moved that towards the NQ until I was fully in the NQ trade. You can see here now, I look to get out of the trade on ES there, taking away the stop loss, take profit, and eventually the position. And eventually pyramid in with 6 micros on NQ here. You can see here off the rejection will go down now. We'll move back up into that 3-minute breaker. And when we reject off it hard, you'll see me add another micro. Then I will move to, I decide to take 4 of these 6 micros off at that daily fair value gap low, which is the equivalent of that daily fair value gap high target on ES. For NQ, that target I talked about in the NQ analysis 2 weeks ago, as being this daily fair value gap low to fully rebalance the daily fair value gap. So of the 6 micros I'm short with, I take out 4 of them at that daily fair value gap high, and then leave 2 micros as a runner. I take 1 micro out at a balanced price range, a level where there's a lot of inversed FVGs. You can see there's a BISI which got fully rebalanced, a SIBI, and then I add the other, the last runner at the bottom of that 1 hour fair value gap, so the low of the 1 hour BISI. And we now see a move up. When I'm in a runner, I allow my stop loss 2 PD arrays, which is tighter than when I'm in a full risk trade, where I allow my stop loss about 3 PD arrays normally. So you can see here those 2 PD arrays are that fair value gap and that order block, which we just reacted off. In a moment, you won't see that first runner get hit live, as my recording got interrupted. So I had to stop recording and then start again. You'll see now, we'll suddenly jump. See, my second runner is about a point below that 4th standard deviation of the manipulation leg. I'm now drawing out the order block and the order block mean threshold. If we saw a 1 minute candle close above that order block mean threshold, you would have seen me close the trade manually, as that would have been the 2 PD arrays invalidated. You see now here, we switch over. The first runner got hit, so now I'm waiting for the second runner to hit. my recording got interrupted, so I wasn't able to record that, but you can see I'm now in a short with 1, and there goes the last runner. So that was the short for the day. Going for the targets I talked about in the ES and NQ review on the YouTube.